I'm Erica Gemma, and you, by this headset, you would think that I'm in the virtual world, but I'm not because it's broken. So if anybody wants to come fix this for me, please. Technology. So thank you guys for joining us today in Zoom. Thanks, Zoom, for being around. But you guys know that we are talking to QTUM or Quantum. We're going to figure that out today. And the topic is the road to offline staking. So proof of work, proof of stake, it's a hot debate, but regardless, technology is being built on both sides of the spectrum. So there is definitely a projection on how this technology is going to move, specifically on the proof of stake side. So I have John Sicanna here. If you want to introduce yourself, John.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Sicanna. I'm head of growth at the Quantum Foundation. I've been with the team for 4 years this month, so a little anniversary for myself. It's been quite the journey. I've been on this long path to proof of stake, at least offline staking, for some time now. So hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. Too bad we're not in VR, so hope you can see us from your house.
Yeah, we might be able to join you in VR. We've got another headset. If you could set it up for us and then bring it in here, that'd be great. Thank you, Jorge. So we might be able to join you there, but QTUM or Quantum, to give you a little bit of background about them, they are number 48 on CoinMarketCap, aka Binance. So top 50 coin that we have here. I think that your guys' charts tomorrow, we're going to do on my Trading Tuesdays class, we're going to do a chart reading on QTUM. So we're going to see if they're a good buy or not, but definitely you guys are up.
Switching to proof of stake, or they already are proof of stake?
But the creator of proof of stake is also the founder of QTUM.
No. It's Sunny King. He's an anonymous guy.
Okay.
He did launch a new network pretty recently. Oh yeah, I think the name is V System. So, but he's anonymous. No one knows who he actually is.
There's a lot of those anonymous people here. You guys don't even know who we really are, right?
Yeah, but he's one of the top anoms.
Okay.
In the space, at least, yeah.
Yeah, so proof of stake, can you just explain that a little bit? Just to briefly explain the difference between proof of stake and proof of work.
So proof of work is, you have your proof of work. So when you have all these miners, they submit their hashes to the network, and then eventually one of the hashes will unlock a block, and you'll get the block reward. So the more hashing power you have, the more hashes you could submit, and the higher likelihood you have. But with proof of stake, instead of hashing power in terms of miners, your hashing power is in a sense like how many coins you have, because how many coins you have in UTXOs for Quantum is proportional to how likely you are to get a block.
So that's an interesting point, right? Because we know UTXOs are not part of the proof of stake system normally. Normally they're part of the proof of work system, and it's how Bitcoin continues to do the math to say that nobody's cheating. How are you guys using how are you using UTXOs on proof of stake?
Oh, so actually, yeah, UTXOs and proof of stakes. Yeah, Peercoin was UTXO, and so was Blackcoin. So it's actually not new to the UTXO model. It's it's been around for a while. And they're also using it on the account model, which is what Ethereum's using. So they're working their way towards that. But it's not too hard technically. I think what's harder about Quantum was solving how do you get smart contracts on the UTXO model, because you have to keep track of the state. So what we did there is we built the account abstraction layer, and that's one of the real innovations behind Quantum.
What did you say, the account abstraction layer?
Yes, account abstraction layer.
Okay.
Abstraction layers are pretty common in the technical space. And this one just abstracts the account, so that way the UTXO can interpret it and vice versa. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We have the EVM running, so most of the apps that you run on Ethereum can easily run on Quantum.
Cool. So I'm going to ask you a couple more questions. Then I do want to we'll just briefly go through your PowerPoint. Actually, let's do that first. But while I'm pulling this up, is it QTUM or is it Quantum? Like, what is it?
So actually, it depends where you live, because some people just say QTUM, or like in Latin America, it's like, or Korea.
Hold on. They really Annalise, let me share my screen, please, my dear. Okay, go ahead.
They really stress the Q, or like they call it QTUM. I just say like we're so decentralized that the community controls the name.
Mhm.
But it started as Quantum, but people just see it and they read it as QTUM. Maybe Quantum's a blockchain and QTUM's the token. It's for you to decide, but I think QTUM is more memorable. So I've grown to like it more and more. And I say, yeah, I work at QTUM.
Yeah.
Just because it's easier for people and we kind of embrace that now.
But do you guys have like quantum staking? Is
So
quantum computing any part of what you're doing?
not currently. Quantum still like Quantum is really like it's a few years away. And if we felt that if we introduced it into the system now, it'd just be pretty much unnecessary.
Mhm.
We've seen some like quantum resistant blockchains, but they don't like if you do quantum resistant blockchain for IoT, you make the hashes longer and it's just more complicated for IoT devices, which need small and efficient like computation.
Interesting. You know, in my opinion, it's like sometimes you see blockchains that are trying to like beat quantum computing, and I'm like, well, by the time quantum computing evolves to the point to where we're going to see them being able to like break algorithms, the technology of blockchains are also going to be developed to the point where it's going to be tougher for them. So I just see both technologies growing at the same time. But let's run through this presentation here. You can take the
Okay.
screen.
Well.
Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, UTXOs and smart contracts. It's a real innovation. We're also working on our own virtual machine called x86, but it's a little further off.
Okay.
Right now we're on the road to offline staking, which is more, the hard fork is actually happening this month.
Okay.
So August 28th or block number 68, yes, 680,000.
Okay. And wait, what wallets are supporting your hard fork? Because I hate when a coin forks and my wallet doesn't support, and I'm like, thanks for taking my coins, asshole.
So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of coordination to do a hard fork and
Yeah.
make sure everyone's on the same page. That's why Bitcoin doesn't do hard forks, because the community is so large.
Mm-hmm.
Getting every wallet on board. So yeah, we've been developing offline staking for a while. We've had the code audited.
Mm-hmm.
We made sure that when we launched the latest version of Quantum, that we had enough time to let all the exchanges, the wallet providers, everyone know that, hey, you need to update, you need to do it now. So it's like late June when we launched the testnet.
Okay.
And right now we have a testnet stake-a-thon. So if you want to play around on testnet, you should do that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The staking yield is higher, so you get blocks faster, and that's kind of cool. Every day I like wiggle my mouse. I have a little Raspberry Pi with a touchscreen, and I'll check in the morning and like a couple times throughout the day, like how many blocks I mine. And I was getting like 1 every 100 blocks on the testnet.
Well, also too, you guys, if you are mining offline or staking offline, if you are interested in setting something up like this, so tomorrow we're doing a chart reading on QTUM Quantum. On Wednesday, we are showing people on Dev Wednesdays how to set up, I think we're using a Raspberry Pi, but how to set up your own miner. So here, let's just run through this, and then I want to ask you some questions about, like, as the Bank of America, like, how can this benefit me?
Okay, yeah, we could do that. So yeah, we've been around a long time. We launched the crowd sale back in 2017.
Very cool.
Yeah, at the time we thought it was a pretty reasonable raise.
Yeah, you guys were $15.6 million. That is the stuff of startup dreams. Very cool. 5,000 contributors from several countries. The 8th largest crowdfunded entity
at the time.
Currently, yeah, 31.
It's probably a lot lower now because people keep raising money.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
AML KYC handled by exchanges. Your results looks like you did a ton of BTC and Ethereum. Very cool.
Yeah, it looks like a lot.
Yeah. And then let's see. Blockchains rising in the east. Meet the Chinese project detriment. Oh, look.
Yep.
There you are.
Yeah, that project.
Check it out, guys.
That picture was actually in Shanghai.
Okay, very cool.
I think it was January of 2017.
So we have the head of, sorry, what is your position?
Head of growth.
We have a head of growth, and we also have a model. guys. All right, so let's keep scrolling. What is the Quantum Chain Foundation? Can you tell me why every project has a foundation?
Just because like legally that's the best way to work around, like you need bank accounts, you need to do contracts, you need to do all these things, and it just makes it easier for the logistical side.
Very interesting. That makes sense. Okay, the cost of running 40 plus full-time staff. You guys have a big team. Shanghai, Beijing, Stockholm. You have operations, legal, marketing, and development team. And where does this leave you financially? So I love this here because you're very open about your token allocation. It seems like 51% of it goes to the community. Do you want to talk about this side a little bit?
Yeah, so actually we release like a quarterly expenditures report. We're one of like the few blockchain projects that do. We just want to be transparent because we did take money from the community. So we want to show them, hey, this is where it's going. This is what we're focused on. A lot of it is, funding developers. You guys, developers are expensive, let me tell you, but they're worth it if they're good. Yeah, we have some great developers. The offline staking contract is a smart contract. It's actually 180 lines of code. It's really clean. You can look it up on GitHub. Really clean.
Wow. I know sometimes when people tell me it's 4 million lines of code, I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's definitely not
good. A lot of room for bugs and errors.
Yeah, it's not something to be bragging about, guys.
Yeah, 180 lines of code.
That's something to be bragging about. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you look at it, you could actually like, oh, I get that. I'm not a developer, but I understand what's happening here.
Yeah, definitely. So the price of Bitcoin was $1,100 and Ethereum was $40 when you guys did your token raise. So that's pretty cool. You guys definitely have more money than you raised. That 15.6 is probably not accurate anymore. All right, so use QTUM.
Yeah, so this is the ecosystem. So this is like all the people we had to help coordinate the hard fork with. A lot of the mobile wallets, they use some service on the back end. So it's pretty easy once you update that API and that server.
It will give you the fork?
Yeah, so it just goes, and for all of them, they're good.
Yeah.
So for exchanges and people running staking services, so we have about 1,300 nodes online right now. So getting the message out to them, hopefully if you're there running a node, make sure you update to the latest version. It's 0.19.1. Find it on GitHub or quantumeco.io.
Very cool. Cool. Well, so, but you've coordinated with all of these people to be able to distribute your forked coin.
Yeah. So it should update seamlessly.
Okay.
So
very cool.
That's the beauty. You don't have to worry unless you're running a node.
What is this Boko cloud? Where is that?
Oh, that's a Chinese web service cloud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, AWS, Google, the normies, the normal suspects.
So this is a roadmap from 2017, and I mean, we stick to the roadmap for the most part. You know, things always change, and sometimes things get built by the community, which is pretty nice. Just go through that, and we'll go to where we are now, which is 2020. You can see this on the Quantum website. So, all right, there we go. So offline staking has gone pretty smoothly for us. We did a lot of research. This didn't just appear in 2020. So why don't I just go over the difference?
So what is offline staking? What is offline staking?
So the current version of staking is you have to run a node and you have to keep it online and you have to keep coins on that node.
Okay.
So there's like a few risks when you keep a node online. People are gonna try to attack it so that way they'll have like a better chance of getting their own block. So people even set up sentry nodes, which is a thing, or they have it on. You could have a node on the cloud and then log into it. But right now you have to store all your coins on that node, and
you have to store all your coins on that node. Yes. And so this is the problem with when you're running a node online, is that it can be hacked.
Yeah. Or it could, it goes down, the power goes out, so many things. But with offline staking, and if you're a community member and you don't want to run in your node, you have to send your coins to a service, which is you don't want to have to do that because, not your keys, not your coins, not your crypto. So we're big believers in the real ethos of blockchain, and, it's your keys, your coins. And offline staking, it helps improve this a lot because you don't have to send your coins to anyone. You keep custody of the coins and you delegate them to someone who's running an online node.
Okay.
And so you're the Bank of Erica. You could run your own node and you could provide this staking service for people. And not only are you staking your own coins, whenever you stake a block for someone else, you get a portion of the block rewards, and you could deem it however you see fit. Like, I want to set it like a 10% fee, or I want to set it at 5 or something and be really competitive. And every time you get a block, the protocol just pays it out pretty beautifully. You see it. And the people who delegated, they'll get theirs. There's no waiting for a pool or anything. It's just boom.
So I could be like a bank, like an actual bank as the Bank of Erica, and I could make money off of using other people's money that I'm not even holding.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. That's why I like checking my node all the time. It's like most of the blocks aren't even from my coins. It's people who delegated to me. So yeah, if you're one of the first, that's usually better because then you'll get more delegates to you. And then you'll rise on the list of like most popular node.
So offline staking, do you guys know any other projects? You don't have to name drop them, but are you guys the only one that does do this?
So I would say Tezos is pretty similar, and just the way, so a lot of blockchains, they have this technology where you could just delegate the coins. But the cool part is you running the node. So with, EOS, it's 21 nodes.
21 block producers,
Are you one of 21 in the whole world? Or, Cosmos, it's 100 nodes. It's, it's a very limited set. So with Quantum, there's no number of nodes that is set by the protocol.
Quantum staking, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I think
that's what I mean. You could be the bank, someone else could be the bank, the blockchain center could have their own node, everyone could have their own node.
There's a node for everyone.
Yeah.
We're Oprah now.
Yeah, we're Oprah. Everyone gets a node.
Everyone gets a node.
And it's one of the cheapest nodes to run. So that's another great point. If you go to, Anchor or one of these services where you could run your own node, you could look at the prices. They go up over $200 per month for some nodes. And for Quantum, it's $9 a month. So it's really competitive. If you're just getting out started, like I said, you could run a node on a Raspberry Pi. So it's by far the cheapest node to run. And when you think of getting into blockchain, Quantum is one of the perfect blockchains to get into because you're not spending thousands of dollars on mining equipment. You just set up your computer. You can use an existing computer right now, or like I said, cloud, Raspberry Pi. There's plenty of options.
Yeah, sorry, the sun's just in my face. I don't know if you guys can tell. The sun is setting. Very beautiful sunset in Miami. So what was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you about, Wednesday, we are showing people how to set up their own nodes if they're interested on the Quantum blockchain. By the way, I have decided that it is Quantum. It's not QTUM anymore because you do have an unlimited amount of people that you can delegate to run your, to stake for you. And you still have the safety of holding your own coins. That's a beautiful thing. I'm probably going to set it up myself and I'll go through it with Eric. And who's presenting on Wednesday?
Jackson.
Who's Jackson? Tell us about Jackson.
He's our lead researcher and he's all around boss. He really gets all the technical questions. He answers. If you're in our Telegram and you have a technical question, you could just ping Jackson. He'll answer it for you. He'll get you set up. He's a great resource and we're glad to have him on the team.
So Shill, your Telegram, what's your Telegram name?
Yeah, so it's at QTUM official. So the QTUM official.
Okay, at QTUM official. You guys join their Telegram if you're interested in learning more about QTUM. So how will offline staking benefit the community? I think we already covered that. How about businesses? How is offline staking going to benefit businesses?
So right now there's about a handful of people who actually do quantum staking on behalf of other people. Okay. And one of the main reasons
is... A handful is in how many?
Well, you could check that slide, but yeah, it's about a handful. Okay. Binance does it right now. Huobi, a couple, what was it, hash quirk or hash key, and my container.
Okay.
But the big thing is like these players, they have to take custody of your coins. They don't want to do it themselves. Actually, like if they had this delegated option, they would definitely take it. So, right, coming up, they're gonna take it because it's less risk for them. It kind of decreases their cost because they don't have to worry about like so much security. You're in the legal cost too. You're taking custody of someone's assets.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. So going forward, we're gonna have a lot more staking service providers, just because it's easier for them. They don't have to worry about that. Some like companies, they only do the delegation service. They don't touch people's coins, and it's just like the hurdles are, yeah, it's a lot lower barrier to entry. Like I said, like you could run a node.
So
you don't have to take custody of the coins. Like you don't have, like if you want to delegate, or you have your friend delegate to you, you don't have to like worry like, oh, I'm gonna lose their coins. Like you feel that guilt when you take custody.
Yeah. So I can provide a staking service. But you wouldn't put my name here, but I could provide a staking service.
Look up the, I don't know, the legal issues for your location. I know that differs.
I'm an international citizen of the earth.
Don't break international law.
Of the universe. Okay, that's funny. So what makes quantum safer?
So yeah, so I think it comes down. So for offline staking, it's that they don't have to take custody of the coins, but it really comes down to the UTXO model.
Okay.
So the UTXO model, for people who aren't familiar, it's what Bitcoin uses, and we're one of the most up-to-date blockchains in sense of, are we up to date with Bitcoin Core? Because we fork a lot of the core contributions, and that's one of the reasons we chose the UTXO model, is because it's been developed for 10 years.
10 years. Wow.
Day in, day out.
Love the UTXO
Peter
model.
Woolley, all those guys, all those teams like Blockstream, just developing, and only for Bitcoin and the UTXO model. And we're just lucky to take advantage of all those innovations that they made and combine it with smart contracts and staking.
So you guys are constantly updating your system based off the updates that are done to Bitcoin Core. Definitely makes sense. That project is the most defined in terms of development work being done on it. And what's interesting is like you guys have 40 people on your team, but most of them are devs. Now I feel like on Bitcoin Core, most of these people, they do it because A, they have skin in the game, and then B, they just do it because they love the project, but they're not really getting paid for it. So benefit off those people.
Yeah, it's a lot of free labor that went into Bitcoin and the blockchain space, and people still doing it today. So thank you all to all those angels out there making Bitcoin and the blockchain space a lot better for everyone.
Thank you to the angels, and thank you to Jorge for closing that. Wow, I can see again. This is wonderful. Cool, thank you. So why proof of stake?
So if you look at it, like, looking back, we were one of the first big projects to implement it. You just consider how many, blockchains really need proof of work. You're competing for the same electricity, the same, these chips, maybe they differ from algorithm to algorithm, but this is the same space and the same people kind of doing that. And when you think about proof of stake, it's a lot more fair in the sense that anyone could participate with, at least in quantum, there's no minimum amount of quantum you need to have. Some you need like 1,000 coins, whatever, but for quantum, there's no minimum. So you can start staking with 1 quantum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anything else you want to tell us about quantum on this road?
I would say, I hope I'm like Forrest Gump and you join me on this run, on this long, long road.
Run, Forrest. Well, what's cool is that tomorrow on Trading Tuesdays, we're going to be covering the coin price in terms of technical analysis. And on Wednesday, we are going to show you guys how you can run your own node for $9. I think we might do a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, so Raspberry Pi, it costs like $40, but
yeah.
It's definitely worth it because you could repurpose it if you don't want to stake. And a lot of people already have Raspberry Pi. I mean, I have a couple. Most are for running quantum nodes, but Yeah.
Very cool. I want to have some quantum bags. So why do you think that what makes it that a project like yours continues to take off? Because you have to have businesses and individuals that are using it for more than just, the coin price.
Hmm. So I'd say it's a lot of a constant development, just staying focused and kind of moving with the space.
Mhm.
We see like a lot of changes happening, and like DeFi and decentralized finance is like blowing up.
Mhm.
So a lot, like luckily we have a lot of the primitives already there, so that this can take off on quantum.
Mhm.
For other businesses like they've done this in like EOS. They said, don't allow these people to send coins. And you know, those things could be abused very easily. You don't know, like, are you just trusting some random person that said they stole your coins, or are you just angry at that person because they have more coins than you, or you know, something? But in quantum, anyone could be a block producer. You're not just validating, you know, quantum transactions. You're also validating smart contracts. So, you know, people are building applications, and you don't have to trust 21 people. You don't have to trust like one entity setting all the rules, because every node, you know, they set their own rules. They could set how many people are allowed to access their node.
Yeah, and I love that too, because it's only $9 to become one of these. And I know that like within probably the first few months of EOS running, there were already stories of people trying to like convince and like bribe other block producers. 21 is such a small number. I definitely love the idea of anybody being able to participate at the level they want to. Do you see this $9 growing?
I mean, it should grow like over, I mean, but also like computing power, it gets
stronger.
It gets stronger. So every 2 years you get double for the same price. So, I mean, maybe it'll stay flat dollar. I mean, but also you have to worry about inflation nowadays, especially with the Fed printing more money in 1 month than 200 a year.
$2 trillion. Exactly. $2 trillion because of corona flu virus. It's crazy. So crazy. Anyways, that is all the questions that I have for you. Anna, do we have any questions from the VR world that you would like to share? Let's see if I can get my team to tell me if we have some from the other world while I check your coin price. Oh, look, top gainers today up 7, almost 8%.
Wow, we did that with Zoom. Wow.
We did that with all of the Zoom difficulties.
Thanks, guys.
$2.63, you guys. This is definitely a good buy. What's your guys' market cap?
I think it's around 200 million.
It says, let's see, your market cap, 252 million. We got you 500 million just on a broken Zoom call. Wonderful. And then let's see. Do you guys have a limited supply, max supply, 107.8 million? And your total circulating right now is about 96 million. And what do you, so the rest of those are going to be mined?
So,
or I guess, staked.
So about 1 million coins a year gets released through the protocol. So yeah, the halvening is next year. I think it's December. So in December 2021. So you have a lot of time with the current block reward rate. You have any questions on your end?
Let's see. So Anna, no? I'm gonna assume no. Oh, here we go. What application do I go to stake?
Okay, so if you want to stake on your own, you could go to GitHub and go to QTUM project and then download the Quantum Core. So, or you could go to QTUMECO.io and it'll list the Quantum Core node. So that's if you're doing it yourself, or you could, I'll tweet out this use quantum infographic again later. So if you're following us, you'll get a fresh update of that.
Very cool. Yeah. So if you guys want to know, follow them on Telegram, follow them on Twitter, and he'll post more information about that. Or on Wednesday, join us for our Blockchain Central live stream, where we are going to walk people through the back end. And me, I am not a technical person, but I definitely am a cyborg, but I'm not a technical person, but I'm going to be joining you so I can figure out how to become a super staker.
Yes, Jackson is very friendly and very helpful. Bug him with all your offline staking questions. And
also, since this call, you guys went from number 48 to number 45 ranked on CoinMarketCap. So wow.
I think we have some institutions buying up. Perhaps it's the Bank of Erica.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
That was a good one, John. That was definitely a good one. Cool. Well, Quantum is a proof of stake smart contract blockchain platform combining a modified Bitcoin core infrastructure using UTXOs with staking. Very, very innovative technology. Definitely looking forward to seeing where you guys go and what's going to happen, because the road to offline staking, we're still walking on it.
Yeah.
We're still walking.
And it's 45th by market cap, but we're going for #1 by most amount of fun. So,
most amount of fun.
so yeah, use Quantum and have fun. I mean, staking's fun, and so is like being part of like a decentralized community
Yeah.
and network.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, guys. This is where, if you know, and what's interesting too is that the world is in such a shift and everything is really shaking. And I think that a lot of times it's like, first of all, your community is important. But when your community is doing futuristic things that can stand the test of these times, that's really where you want to be looking and putting your capital into. So this is not financial advice. Anyways, thank you, everybody in VR world. We are going to see if you guys are hanging out in there. We're going to try to put these headsets on and see if we can join you. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And please, one more time, how can we follow you, John?
At QTUM on Twitter. It's easy. Also, yeah, so for offline staking, you'll be able to stake from not just the Quantum Core, but from your mobile wallet, which will be huge. So you could have, and you could delegate to your own node. So you don't have to worry about giving, whatever fee to someone else. You could get it for yourself, and you could get your friends. You could get a fee from your friends' block rewards. So you have your mobile wallet, you have your coins on the go, and you could also have your hardware wallet. So that's why I said it's like super secure now. You delegate a lot of coins from your hardware wallet and keep them safe, or even the web wallet. So
yeah, I mean, when you see like Exodus, Ledger support your coin, that means that this is definitely something that is big and going to continue to grow. There is no, you guys are not going anywhere. Plus, look at all that money they raised when Bitcoin was lower. So
yeah, and you could also like some exchanges offer staking services, so you could just keep your coins there. I mean, really, every user can stake. So why not? I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, tomorrow for our Tuesdays are for technical analysis with Ty from FOMO Hunt. We are going to be covering the technical analysis of Quantum. And then on Wednesday, we are going to be showing people how to set up their own super staker system. And then after the fork, I think we're going to have Quantum on one more time. Just to do a recap, probably on our Developer Wednesdays with Erica Manganaro. So I hope to see you guys there. Follow us at blockchaincenter.com. You can subscribe for updates, but through that website, you'll also see links to our social medias and all that stuff. So you'll be able to follow us as we follow Quantum down the road of Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll keep running.
All right. Thank you, you guys. Bye.